good morning, good morning.
Good morning.
And welcome to another episode of the
Gabfest.
Sorry, my earphones was busy falling off. Let me just... And Madam busy fixing her hair still.
Yeah,
You're catching us on the running and go.
No, I didn't
But
think
we're
about this.
women.
Yeah, my hairstyle was now. I didn't think about that.
Oh, you didn't think about the... Okay, so you're
The
just making
headphones,
sure
yeah.
you're looking snazzy with the headphones on.
Yeah, ons soek mos nog 'n
So
man,
while Lorraine is busy looking snazzy with the headphones on, welcome to another episode of the Gabfest. Thank you so much for joining us.
You ready?
Yeah, we're ready. So this week was a hectic week. You were also very busy, right?
I'm always busy lately. I like it.
Yes, I was on a vibe. I was not feeling well at all. Even up until yesterday, I didn't eat or anything. Every time I eat, it's just
I told you it's the
terrible. I actually had, according to the others in the house, it was due to off curry. So I got food poisoning. Eventually they gave medication and everything, but they said if the medication doesn't help, I must go in. And then yesterday I was thinking maybe I must go in just to do a full body check, because at the moment I don't know what's happening with my body. We're trying coffee today. Yesterday I tried, it didn't work out for me too well. So we're trying coffee today.
But you should have done black coffee though.
You know, I
Not
struggle
milk.
with black coffee.
And you look nice.
But thank you. I like this.
Thank you.
The neckline.
Oh,
It's so lekker.
thank you.
But we're gonna jump into the questions, right? Let me just find my notes.
Where's Anka? We miss you, Anka. The last time you were sick and now. Yes, see.
So it is just the two of us today. Will you choose questions from 1 to 100?
Can I choose a number for you and you choose a number for me?
Okay.
For you,
Okay,
number
do you
20.
want to? Number 20.
No, you can do
Okay.
it, it's
Yes, I
fine.
read it. Number 20. What's the craziest thing you've ever done in a movie theater? I haven't done anything crazy, really.
I just
But you know what I
kissed.
did? You kissed. That's so crazy, man. Isn't that what movies is for?
Maybe it's not crazy now. What's crazy now?
You know what I did? I bought Nando's. And
Oh, you snuck it in.
yeah, I did the whole buy Nando's, buy cheaper
Now the other
popcorn from
people-
Sweets from Heaven and
Oh.
Biltong and everything. Took a whole bag and put all the baby's clothes on top of it.
Now the other poor people, shame smelling Nando's, lekker Nando's.
That's
Yeah.
literally what I did.
Shame.
And
Dis
it's
sleg,
not
man.
actually that crazy, but how crazy can you be unless there's people that's catching on rubbish in the
Honestly,
movie
I don't
theaters?
know. I actually don't know what's
Yeah.
crazy.
You don't know what's
a
crazy.
question.
I'll choose number 65. No
Okay.
idea why, but we will
65.
choose number 65. Would you rather have no intimacy for a year or give up alcohol for
Give
a
up
year?
alcohol. You will give up alcohol. He liked goeters. Ek sien jou.
I didn't know that's the question. I didn't know that's the
I'm
question.
answering on your behalf. What would you give up?
Alcohol.
Who would give up sex? Hi guys, you know people that doesn't have sex, nee. As altyd gestres.
Lorraine, this topic.
Yeah, oh, julle sal my like my topic. Oh, ek like sex, guys. When I do have,
But it's so funny, né? Because people are always shy about the whole topic. But when a
Why?
group of women are together,
They
it's
speak.
always the topic that's going for like 30 minutes, an hour and a half. I've noticed that every single event, every
Yeah.
single party, whether it's a kids party or something, and a group of women are
Sit
sitting
some.
together, the topic that always comes up is sex and shaving. Where do you shave? What do you use to shave?
I think
All
men and
those
sex
kind of
always a
things.
topic. Men, sex. Oh, guys, I like sex, but I don't have it. It's sad, ne?
So can I ask you, do you plan on getting into a serious relationship? And those that watch the show know Lorraine always speaks about her being a single mother and stuff like that. Where you at now in terms of dating and finding love and marriage and all of that? I just wanted to know
I was
your
actually
thoughts.
thinking about it now the other day. I'm like, I actually don't date. I've never liked dating. for some reason. So for me, if I go on a date with somebody,
It's already
it's
a
for
serious
me.
thing.
It's a serious thing because I don't just go on dates. So maybe it's because I don't go on dates. That's why I'm single, right?
Yeah.
But I don't do dates.
What does my dad always say? Do you expect someone to come and knock on
Yeah,
the door
Connie Ferguson.
at home
Connie
and
Ferguson.
say, do you want to go on a
man
date?
come knock, and they were married for 20 years there. He came to knock, guys. So my man will come and knock. So no, right now I'm focused on my studies, focused on myself. I'm so happy.
But it's so funny that when you're not looking, that's actually when you find.
That's what you guys said on the other show.
Yeah.
I'm not looking and I'm not still finding. So,
Okay.
so whatever.
So I don't know. I don't
whatever.
know.
But I know get by a sout and because in the desert.
Are you in the desert?
Oh, mudim. Stop.
So we pray that you meet
You
the
must
man
say, you
of
must
your
say
guy.
now the other time I don't pray right. Maybe you should pray for me. Let's pray.
No, that praying is to let people go out of your life. I'm not too sure about the people coming into your life.
No, it doesn't even them were here. You like, you're not praying right for the man.
Oh, when we had that topic, what was the topic?
Marriage, divorce,
Marriage,
what. Yeah, I'm like, Benji. I pray too much. I don't pray for it anymore. I just say thank you, Jesus, for my husband.
Okay.
Yeah.
But it could work. It could work.
It could work. Yeah.
So we're going to jump into today's topic, right? And today's topic, for anybody watching, you can jump in whenever you want to. It's a topic that needs no preparation. It's a topic that we didn't do any preparation for it. We're just going to randomly speak about it.
Yeah.
The same way you would speak at a restaurant. Nothing really came up with the topic in terms of how I usually choose story,
Yeah.
and then we go with it. And because I wasn't feeling well this week, it was a last minute decision we made yesterday, and we're just going to jump into it.
Shame, you made it. Shame, you made it.
Yeah, and then I just sent the
Before we
poster.
go into our best is rearrested, brah.
Yeah, I
It
saw.
was most everywhere yesterday.
I saw it.
Everywhere.
I didn't really follow yesterday as much, but I do know that they finally back in South Africa,
Yeah.
and they are going to start doing the court cases and everything. One thing me and Lee was speaking about, though, I don't know, was it this morning or last night with the whole Bester thing, was we were so concerned with how people is turning this Bonnie and Clyde into like inspiration.
Haibo.
Because yesterday I saw a meme that said, if you don't love me like this, I don't want that love, and stuff like that. And I can't remember the
But
one
maybe
Lee
that
showed
means
me this
that means
morning.
maybe like not maybe like a criminal love thing, but like you need to be my ride or die type
man,
of person,
but
but not that type of ride or die.
We will post Michelle Obama or something. And I can't remember the one Lee showed me this morning, but it was also something about being so, I want this kind of love where the man, I can't even remember, but
But don't
it
you
was
think
just quite
sometimes
creepy.
us as women we get so obsessed and we get blindsided by, I don't know, love?
Do you think
or
we're too desperate
fantasy?
for love?
I think we are. When I think about the things I used to do, Mutim, yeah,
You're
I think we
desperate
are
for-
very desperate.
We just want some sort of affection, some sort of intimacy, some sort of
Yeah, and we'll
someone
do
to
anything
say,
to keep
someone
it.
to get that hello, good morning message from. Or,
Or maybe it's like not just that, man. Like, when somebody makes you feel alive. People want that because you can have somebody in your life that's all as boring.
yeah, make you feel
They're
like
just
a
there.
nyaf. Today's topic, we are speaking about toxic compassion, right?
Yeah.
So let me explain toxic compassion just for more of an understanding on how I thought of toxic compassion, right? So going through social media and everything, my mind has been at a place where I'm like, media is forcing us to think a certain way and to have compassion in a certain way. And if you're not doing it right, you're automatically cancelled, if I can say that. So there's two aspects I want us to look at today. So we can first do the one aspect like full in detail and then go on to the next aspect. But the two aspects I was thinking of looking at was toxic compassion. There is the side of toxic compassion, because when you Google toxic compassion, it just tells you when you have so much compassion that you put that burden on yourself.
Yeah.
So an example they give on Google is that when your friend is going through a situation and they have so much anxiety, you take over and you carry that anxiety also because you're so worried about what's the next step, how they're going to end up in that situation or something like that. So I want us to speak about different roles and stuff like that, where it could be toxic compassion in terms of when you feel so much for someone that you start carrying a burden in any way. And going back to our last show when Mickey was on and we were speaking about the whole rape situation, I just wanted, like, using that as an example, if you are somebody that's been in that situation and you hear of another story, are you in do you carry so much compassion for the next person because they went through what you went through, and you know how that feels, that you kind of give a little bit too much than what is needed or asked for, or you don't even question, because we were speaking that day as well of people that do false accusations and stuff like that. So do you go to a point where you don't think rationally anymore, and it's just like, there's a household where they don't have food in the cupboard, and you giving because you have so much compassion, but then you forget about your own household, those kind of things. And then the second part, we'll go back to the first part. Do you want me us to speak about the first part?
You may continue,
okay, then the second part of toxic compassion is the point where we're forced to have so much compassion for someone that it goes against your beliefs or your values or your religion, no matter what it is. But maybe because you know somebody, your compassion lies so deep that you now start questioning your own beliefs, and it kind of makes you steer away from what you grew up to know, what is right and what is wrong. And then we'll go into those examples when we speak about it. But first of all, toxic compassion in terms of, what's your thoughts? Is there, in your mind, do you think there is such a thing as toxic compassion?
Oh, yes, most definitely. I would definitely say that relating to maybe my past relationship with one of my exes. Not that I had many exes. So I don't know if there are women like me that, when you have this man that's still maybe coming up, you just want to do everything for them. Your life stands still, and then you just literally invest your time, your money, everything into this man. And as jy weer agterin toe kyk, then you agterin lewe, like you way behind.
Oh yeah, I see what you're saying.
Yeah, so it's toxic in a sense of I let myself go. I forgot about myself, and then I lifted him up. Not that there's anything wrong in lifting somebody up, but there must be a balance.
Yeah,
it's toxic because it wasn't good for me.
Oh, okay, I see. So the same way you were doing it for that person, at least then do or know what is self-care. Self-care. Hey, we're back to self-care now.
Self-care will always be the basis.
Always be the basis. But that's so true what you're saying. It also reminds me of one video, that YouTube video you sent me once. When it's
why men leave women.
Why men leave women after they've made it. But that woman has been there since day one.
He didn't leave me. I left him.
So there is that side as well, and what you're saying, we could even lead into that, because there is many a times. I also know of some woman, I'm thinking of a couple in specific who was married, and the husband did everything, as in everything, for his wife to move up the ladder. And once she moved up the ladder, she cut him like this, because then it was, I make more than you, you're not man enough, and all those kind of things. And it's something that happens, and even that is from a man's side. He had so much compassion with thinking, what can I do to help you? And then it's like,
it's bad, no?
It's bad.
It's very sad.
I actually also I always speak about it on the show, where I had to come to a point of realizing my worth as well, because in the beginning of my marriage, I used to do, even with my ex, I was the one that, like, you're gonna finish school, you're gonna do this, you're gonna do that,
because you want the best for your person.
You want the best for the person. But when I was younger, I feel like I was still driving who I am. But once I got married and the kids came, I feel like I always had this in my mind that, oh, my husband is going to work, he's working the whole day, I know his boss isn't lekker, and you know, those kind of things. And then you think of the kids. I have a situation with Scarlett and everything. And the compassion is so much for the family that you start forgetting that you a person.
Yeah.
And it's only up until late last year where I made up my mind and I was like, you know what, get to it. Start fixing who are you. Go buy paint again. Start painting again. You know, start drawing again. I started my journaling again. There's so many things that, you know, that's in your dream book, but you never get to the point of actually doing it because you have that compassion for
Yeah.
others. That's a nice one for
Yeah.
like a personal side.
It is, because I mean, this all happens when you are in your 20s, because you think of the future, you're growing with this person.
Yeah.
But guys, please do not forget, as you have mentioned now so eloquently, that you are a person as well. You have worth. So you need to focus on yourself. Let them focus on themselves. As it nie, let mos mind.
You
Die
can
Here
still
het hulle
focus on
gebless.
the other person, but don't allow you, because the compassion is good.
Yeah,
The toxic is where it turns
toxic.
toxic.
Us, because you know, guys, when you lose time, time is never regained, and that's where you also start to not hate, resent someone, but it was your own choice.
It was your own choice.
It was your own choice.
And that is something you have to check yourself with
You
the
have
whole
to
time,
check
because
yourself
that
with.
resentment is very easy
It's a-
to fall into.
It is. I remember another ex. Okay.
Today is the
Ex day.
Yeah, we're gonna rename today's show from Toxic Compassion to Lorraine's exes.
I had a London flight, right?
Uh-huh.
So the international flights are lekker flights to make money. But now these flights were at night. So you have to rest during the day. You can literally maybe wake up 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock, because it's a night shift type of a thing. But this guy, obviously, he was doing a commercial. So he had to go for dress fitting, there's a name for it. And then...
Was he also a flight? What do you call a guy?
A flight crew member,
Crew,
no.
yeah.
So cabin crew. We're all cabin crew. But anyway, I said, like I'm still... But in the past.
Yeah, having a moment.
Yeah. So his dress fitting and stuff like that was in the morning. So I had to sacrifice now to go to this dress fitting, knowing that my flight is at night. But anyway, I went because I love the guy and I want to see him succeed. And the plek was fair. I have the car. I'm not going to make him drive my car. Guys, don't do that. Yo, maybe if he's your husband, but boyfriends, do not.
Yeah, I was shot there many times.
Oh, guys, yo, we love and we learn. But anyway, we came back. I was tired. I was so tired that I couldn't even do my London flight, because that dress fitting and everything took the whole day, guys. I don't know why, but it did. I think he finished around 2 or 3 o'clock. So I lost money. The day that we broke up and we spoke about what went wrong in the relationship and stuff like that, I didn't throw it in his face. I was just mentioning the sacrifices that I made. Guys, he said to me, for that specific instance, but I didn't ask you.
That is
Julle
always...
I didn't ask you. Mudimu. So if they don't ask, don't do it.
You know what, nah? I'm laughing because the situation happened this morning where it was the same thing. I'm like, but when I do ask, nothing happens with it. So should I just keep quiet? It's like a catch-22.
So
but
confusing.
anyway, I'm tired of the whole... think we all need to sleep. I also need to sleep tonight, so we're all waking up 5 o'clock. Thank you very much.
So it's toxic in that sense of you lose.
Yeah.
While you think that you're doing it for somebody that you love,
Yeah.
and you want to see them successful. So no, guys, have boundaries. Have compassion to a certain extent. And then stop right there.
Now that's with a relationship. What's your thoughts like in terms of friendship and certain things like that? Like your friend finds out they're sick, and as much as I do believe as a friend you should go with like to hospital visits and stuff like that, I'm that friend who will make sure that there's food when you come home or something like that. But how far do you think it should, what's the proper words? when is it too far and it turns into a toxic compassion in terms of you taking it too far? That's not your place.
Can you answer that? You know why? Because I must think about it. I've never had that because I've always had my personal boundaries when it comes to friends. It's not in man. I get so weak. I friendships are strong. Because by strong as I come by friendships, I've got a strong boundary.
Is it?
Yeah, you're right.
What's your reason for that?
I don't know. I've always just had that thing to say.
Because you were saying on the show the last time, if something happens, you don't even give a second chance. It's 1, 2, you out.
There's a second chance that says, correct your wrongs. And if you don't, bye. Guys, there's no time, guys. We are adults. I'm 40. I told you I have no time. I don't have time, guys. I really don't have time. Guys, you know what? If people want to be in your life, let them do right by you. Because we spoke about it in the other old shows when I was just a guest, where people that are in your circle might be people that have the same values, the same morals. So if we are not in one accord as friends as well, it's not going to work out.
Yeah.
Because if I give too much and you give little, that is also toxic because it's draining you at the end of the day.
You.
So maybe it wasn't like situations of toxic compassion, maybe, I don't know, but it could be toxic where you're always reaching out to people. You are the one that always says, hi, how are you? Are you fine? Let's do this together.
I've gone through
it's
that
draining,
in my
man.
life. I've gone through that.
It's draining, so no.
When I think about that, there's literally only 3 people in my life that will phone me to ask me, come, let's go for coffee. Or even like consider my kids, let's go out and the kids can play. You know, they consider it in terms of if you don't have a place for the kids, let's go here.
Yeah.
Kind of a
That's
thing.
rechte mense.
It is real people. 2 is family, but
there's friendship.
It's friendship. I have Leandra, I have Kirsty, and then I have a very good friend, Candace. And they people that will constantly, if I'm too quiet, they're going to pop in and ask, hi, how are you? And I like that kind of relationship. Even like my maid of honor.
Yeah.
We don't see each other. We see each other like once a year. But when we see each other, it's not you didn't speak to me for 9 months.
It's a problem.
Do you get what I'm
It's a
trying to
problem
say?
for me, guys. I want to speak to you a lot.
But then speak. But from both of us, we both like that. But we both don't take offense
If it's not.
if
every
you
day.
don't reply, if I don't reply. Because if you know, I'm the worst person to have on WhatsApp.
Yeah.
My WhatsApp is just not WhatsApping.
Okay, so then there's an understanding.
There's an
there,
understanding.
because that's important.
Yeah. So I
Okay.
even had a friend where we had this whole poof about me replying on WhatsApp. And I said, but when we started this friendship, you said yourself, I'm bad. We're not at that bad space anymore. But we got to a point in our relationship where it was so bad because it was like, you don't reply when I want you to reply. And I'm the person, pick up the phone
And call.
and call, let's get it done. You know, every time you send a message, I'll phone back immediately and I say, I can't type. Let's talk. And that's just how I am. So when it comes with friendships and stuff like that and having compassion, for me, I'm okay with doing too much. Even if you show me appreciation by just sending me a heart, you don't have to do it back in return. So like I have someone that's close to me that when they didn't work, I would be the one that say, come, let's go. I'll pay, it's fine, let's do this. It's not that it's compassion, it's just
But
that...
it's not toxic, though.
No, but that's what I'm saying. So I'm just explaining the healthy side of it.
Okay.
So once she started working, the first thing she did was, I got paid, come, let's go.
And that's the right thing to do.
And that's the right thing to do. And for me, that's always why I feel like we have that kind of, it's okay. When I don't have, you have. When you have, I don't have. There's no form of, like even with Christmas, what she gave me as a Christmas gift was like, yo, girl, you went to H&M.
Yeah.
And what I gave was like something that's not, but it was all I had. But our relationship isn't to compare.
Yeah.
It's just that you
The thought
thought
that
about
counts.
me, I thought about you. And I think that's the healthy side of it. Where it becomes toxic, I feel, is when
Where you
one
think
is
alone.
doing everything and even when you do go out and you do have, I'm never in those thoughts.
Yeah.
I'm never in the consideration, I wonder what's she doing. I think that's where it becomes a bit toxic. Or if you're going through something, I always laugh with Lee when something happens and I say, please help me, I'm praying for this. And then I'll go back, I'll say, I didn't tell anybody that this came through.
Yeah.
But because you prayed with me,
I must
I
tell
think
you.
it's fair enough for me to tell you that the breakthrough happened. But then you get those people,
They
oh,
don't tell you.
we interceding.
You've mentioned this
and
before.
then you just see, the girl is flourishing.
I take offense to that because not that I'm entitled to know, but we did fight together, as you said. I was with you, so why not tell me the good news?
Yeah, tell me the good news.
Why
the same
not?
way you cry with me.
Laugh
Share
with
the
me.
blessing
Celebrate.
also. Celebrate with
Ja,
me
so
as
wat
well.
is ek nou bedlak?
What's
Julle
your
moet
thoughts?
terugkom toe, julle moet terugkom.
And also not with the celebrating. What's your thoughts in terms of when it is bad things? You know, you have that person, you share, this is my tough time I'm going through. But how do you feel when that person doesn't do the same to you? If
With
you're
their
not
tough
that
time.
person's tough time. Yeah, they might be going to someone else.
Nee, is alright.
You fine with that?
Hi, hoe julle tough times.
You don't want the burden.
I'm playing, guys. I am always the one that people come to shame. Always. I don't know why. But I don't know if it's okay to say, but is it Libra? Or Libra? What is it? Libra. So
I don't know.
I'm very compassionate. I'm really compassionate.
I know I'm a Libra, but I have no idea what it means, what it stands for. I just know that people always say, "Oh, you're a Libra,"
Yeah,
but I've never gone to
I'm
go
very
and
balanced. So when it comes to this, it's just imbalanced about manner. But I'm very I'm balanced in the sense of I really don't take people's problems and make them mine.
Okay.
Friends.
You know how to draw the line.
I know how to draw the line and I know how to support you enough.
Okay.
So not to get to my space. So if you are sad and all that, my life still continues the way it continues on a daily basis. But I will always consider, Shane, let me think about you, let me call you, let me ask you what you need.
Yeah.
Yeah, wat was jou vraag nou weer?
I was asking what you thought if someone else goes to
somebody else,
but you go to that specific person with your...
Oh, okay. If maybe, let me think if that should happen now. I've got my friend, Tish. I like her a lot. She's a lekker friend. Like, we laugh together, we cry sometimes together for movies and stuff. Or maybe when I'm sad, going through my moments. But when I think if she tells somebody something that makes her sad, it will make me sad because then why didn't she trust
you
me
with that? I think I struggle with that also because I'm a very open person. Every card is on the table, and if you somewhat offensive, I don't understand why you are offensive. And afterwards I will think about it and stuff like that, but I don't understand why everybody's decks can't just be on the table, that makes sense.
Yeah.
I don't know how to explain it in a better way, but with me sense. I do feel when someone is really close to me, I do get aina when it makes me feel like you didn't trust me the way I trust you.
So why is
so then my
like
mind
that?
Starts going to what did I do wrong?
Yeah.
What made you feel that you can't trust me? And all those kind of things play in the back of my mind. Then I start thinking, didn't I do enough when I did this?
Yeah.
And but you never know what that person, we were speaking about the love language the other time. You never know, are you appreciating the person in the wrong way?
But they must talk, guys. You're
But
not
that's
mind readers.
Cards on the table.
Yeah.
Let's just see and have a nice,
open?
clean conversation.
But I think if that happens, just have a conversation with your friend and tell him or her that you are a bit in your feels regarding the situation.
Yeah, but at the moment there's not like that now. So
no, like for the ones watching.
Yeah, the ones watching. For you, in your opinion, do you find that growing older, your heart becomes harder, or do you think it softens up more?
I think it's different for everyone, but mine is becoming harder, and it's sad. It's sad because of, I think people make you like that. It's draining to always have to correct people. It's draining to always be the giver, and then you are still not appreciated. It's draining. It's just draining. So, as must not droog. So
Yeah.
you are drained. You have nothing more to give.
Yeah.
So you're like, you know what? For your health, your sanity, it's okay. So, like with me in the past, if my sister, or, no, not my sister, man, anyone, if they ask me something, yeah, man, my brother, if he says, please watch the kids for me. In the past, I would say, why? Ek wil weet, ek like goede. Why? Now I'm like, oh, okay, it's fine. What time are they coming? Good, it's fine. If you let me in on your life and what
Then
must
it's
happen,
up to you.
it's fine. It's more than welcome. But if you don't feel the need to tell me things, guys, you're okay, right?
You don't
Do it.
have to.
Hi, guys, I'm fine. I've come to a place where I'm like, that's genoeg. There's enough things in my life that's happening. So if people want to keep their things to themselves or tell other people, hi, Shem, all the
I was also
best.
going to say, I feel like with me getting older also, I feel like I'm also getting a bit, my heart is hardening up a bit. But it's not because there is no compassion for the
Yeah, you
next
still have
person.
compassion, Shem.
It's just that there's so much happening as you grow older. When you're younger, you're just going out with friends. You know, there's not that
A
much
lot of responsibility.
responsibility. As much as studies is a responsibility, it's
Yeah,
not
it's
the
not
kind
like
of
that.
responsibility of adulting.
Yes.
So once you start adulting, it becomes a bit more difficult to always think about the next person, because we all go through things. And in my mind, it's like, okay, you're going through that, I can be there for that, but I'm also going through this.
I think we are maturing in also in how to deal with certain things.
Yeah. So in terms of with having compassion, sometimes it's just not that you're not feeling anything.
Yeah.
It's more of a,
I
there's
feel
so
it,
much on my plate
but
right now. I don't know how to give you as well.
Yeah.
I think that's what makes it a bit difficult. So I want to go into the side now. Nikki says, morning ladies,
Morning.
we all need the same friend to you that you are to them. Which is what I feel. If you, to a certain extent, if
To
you
a
don't
certain
phone me,
extent.
I will still phone you.
I think there's basics. Phoning is basic.
Yeah.
But
But I mean, in
there's-
terms of caring and stuff, I think it
okay,
is
yeah.
like,
For caring,
it
yeah.
is. I think you will start losing that touch. The same way I was saying that if somebody doesn't speak to me the way I would speak to them, I would feel, what did I do wrong?
Yeah.
I feel like if I'm not doing that for that person, I can't expect them
To do it
to
for
do it
you.
for me.
But that's another thing also, and I'm not saying this is what you are saying there. Sometimes we are different as people. So what you do for me, I won't necessarily do exactly the same
same.
thing for you. Just like the gift scenario you gave, that you bought this expensive gift. Maybe their gift is different. But we need to, but it's also important, as we said.
Oh, shows gaan watch, ne?
No, you just said
What
it.
did I
was-
just say?
What you go do. But I actually did go and watch the old shows just to see the
that's-
vibe.
I know that specific story
No,
was
you
an actual
mentioned it
show.
just now.
Yeah.
Well, Mama, you made me lose my train of thoughts.
Sorry. You were saying you
Okay.
don't disagree with me.
I don't
You're just
disagree
saying,
with anything that you are saying, eh? But we need to. But it boils down to the understanding of our friendship.
Yeah.
We will never sometimes do exactly the same things. Like what you do for me is not what I'll do for you in the identical things. That's not what we are saying, guys. Meaning, the care must be the same. So if I bought this cup, it doesn't mean that she must also go buy this cup, right?
Yeah, it's not the same thing.
It's not the
But
same
there
thing.
must be a worry from you.
There must be some type of show up.
Yeah.
Show up in your unique way. But show up, you need to show up for your friends.
Yeah. It's the same way, like for an example we always use, if I buy a house, there's a kind of friend that will help you come and spring clean before you move in.
That's me.
But there's also the kind of friend that will buy you a pot plant that's not doing the heavy work, but will buy you a pot plant and a frame and say, congratulations on your house,
Yeah, which is also acceptable.
which is also acceptable.
Yeah.
It's just, you must then
Different.
tell that friend, if you feel the ouch, you must say, I expected you to come and help me move the couch and stuff like that. Because I've heard of friendships that broke up because of cleaning and stuff like that. And they took it as, you're jealous that I'm moving on.
It could look like it.
It could look like it, but it's not their love language to come and spring clean. You don't know, do they spring clean their own room?
We go back to understanding your people.
Yeah. So I want to jump into the next section, right? So the next section of toxic compassion is the side where we forced into compassion. And I was laughing because I gave Lorraine a heads up, because I said to her, I'm just telling you, I'm bringing this up because the last time we brought it up, she said, please give me the heads up, because we're not all the same person, nor are we have the same beliefs or morals, or we can all fall under one umbrella. But how we look at different things is very different. So the reason why I'm bringing this up is, in many shows ago, when I bring up the alphabets, she always says, please tell me so that I can think about it before,
I must just
she must just be prepared that I'm going to. So I phoned her and I said, I'm bringing up the alphabets. She didn't ask any questions. She just said, okay, I'm ready. So I wanted to bring this side across, right? So I have nothing against any person who falls under the alphabets, right? But where my thing comes in with forced, what I want to bring, I'm using this as an example, with toxic compassion, does it, using the alphabets as an example, let me first use the marriage one, okay? To make it a bit more light. It's not too serious right in the beginning. Okay, not that it's a lighter topic, it's wrong with the marriage thing, but I was saying, let's say you have a friend that is dating a married man, right? I know of somebody who is with a married man, and they actually have an apartment together, and this couple, whenever they play house, he tells his wife he's going on a business trip, right? And if I'm a friend to this friend, and I accept this relationship based on my Christian morals, that's not right. It's wrong to be interested in a married man and go to the extent of we living together. He's paying me a salary every month and all those kind of things. In my mind, that is wrong. Based on my biblical standards, that is wrong. As a friend, I can't be... hi, how's he doing? Is he coming today? We're going out. Do you want to go on a double date? You know what I'm trying to say. As a friend, that's where I cut it. I know you as a friend. I know you've been struggling to find love. I know all these kind of things. But my compassion can't flip my morals to accept what you are doing. So for me, that's where we draw the line in our friendship.
So we don't talk about it?
We don't talk about it. If it goes a bit too far and you now really don't understand, I can help you in the beginning and say why I think, because this isn't how you were, based on also how our friendship started and what's the understanding. But if you don't vibe with it, then that means we have nothing in common. And we were saying in the beginning of the show, make sure you surround yourself, you share the same morals, you share the same values. And if that doesn't work, I can't turn that compassion into toxic compassion and accept you being with a married man just because, hi shame, at least she found love. And that's what's happening. What's your thoughts?
True. No, everything you said is true.
Everything I said is nice. Are you just going to leave it at that? Okay, going into the forced, do you have anything where you could think of something that's a forced compassion, something I don't need to be compassionate about, but people is forcing me to be compassionate about it? Anybody in the comments that wants to add any scenario, what's your thoughts? With my example of the married couple, do you think I'm being unnecessary, or is that normal compassion, or do you find that that is toxic compassion? But then the other example that I wanted to use was in terms of the alphabets, because I don't know now, I already started speaking about it. In terms of what's happening on social media and in the media at the moment, if you don't agree with a certain standard of how we should accept the LGBT community. I don't know the whole alphabet, so I'm going to stick to the original LGBT. If you don't know, if you don't stand or agree with how far they're taking things and certain things like that, you're forced into it and it becomes toxic. So what's happening in athletics right now is they're having pride months and all those pride days and everything like that. So you're forced to wear a pride jersey in order to show your support. What is support? It is a form of compassion. These people are trying to get their rights in place and all of that. But if I don't agree with it, they try to cancel you to a point where they want you off the team. Do you get what I'm trying to say? But that's what's happening. So in my mind, that's where I want to go with the forced compassion, where you are told you have to feel this way about a certain something in order to make someone else feel more comfortable. Same like I used the marriage. It's two totally different scenarios, but it's the exact same thing. You can't force me to feel a certain way about a situation to make you feel better.
Yeah.
Because remember, what is compassion? Compassion is feeling some sort of empathy for somebody. You're putting yourself in their shoes, and then how do you react to that?
Yeah. You know how I love my peoples, but I feel when it comes to forcing us verkeerd. Anything
forced.
Anything forced is wrong, because we mustn't forget that we do have human rights. And as much as you are fighting for your cause, let's respect. I'm fighting for mine. Let's just respect each other's boundaries. As you said, we love one another as people. We don't necessarily have to love what we do separate from being human, you know. Fight for your rights if you want to fight, guys. It's fine. The ones that will fight with you, it's fine. But the force part, I don't agree with.
You don't agree with. And in general, not just in terms of the alphabet, in general, over anything. Like, how far do you think it turns out to be toxic? I'm thinking about the school situation also, where we're being forced to teach our kids certain things by grade 4 in order to, I don't even know what's the word, what do they call the pedophiles now? The minor attracted person. So now there is no such thing as a pedophile anymore. It's now a minor attracted person, and you're teaching my child this at grade 4. It's that if an older man likes you, he's just attracted to you. Which, do you get what I'm trying to say? Don't force it. Do you get where I'm trying to go with it being toxic? Because I need to have compassion, because you are now identifying
this nonsense.
Do you get where I'm going? What's your thoughts?
You know, I feel it's so sad that our children right now, and this is not against my alphabet people, it's not against any other.
It's like it's yours.
It's me. Our children are children. Let them be as innocent as they are. Teach them the normal things that we are supposed to be taught as children, like A, B, C, D, E, F, G, not that alphabet. No, man, I'm not laughing
I too long to catch it, but I'm there.
Like the normal 1, 2, 3, 4, 5s, leave the children until they're adults, and then they decide what they want. And that is all. Do not fill them up, because I'm sure these certain children don't even know that there's alphabets.
Yeah. Because it's what I teach in my house.
Exactly, because I'm trying to shield this child in the house for whatever reason. Now the schools now, or even social media, or the people outside the house is now deciding, okay, I'm going to fill this empty cup of the child with things that they're not supposed to know right now, or it's not needed for them to know right now, to confuse them, because it's confusing. It's confusing. Now, I love you, my LGBT plus people, but sometimes children that's not even gay or lesbian will become gay or lesbian because of what they are.
What's being drilled
into their minds, which makes it unfair to the people that's really perhaps gay. I don't know how, guys. this whole thing now, it's a very sensitive topic. You
Yeah, it's
must
a
know.
sensitive.
It's
Yeah,
a
I
very
know.
sensitive
It is a
topic.
sensitive topic, but there is
So
still
it's still a conversation.
it's still a conversation,
It's
and
still a
I'm still
conversation.
allowed to believe what I
You
want my
know,
child to
and
grow
I
up with.
think that's the thing that everyone involved in this beautiful world of ours is to allow people. But we must also be careful to not attack, because there's a thin line between attack the act and attacking the person. Because to take away from the person it's a thin line. But anyway, let's guard our children. Can we be fair to just keep their minds safe and not give them all this adult information that they don't need at this young
At that
age?
young age, yeah. For me,
Yeah.
I feel like it's, especially we were speaking about the social media thing now. Sorry, I have a lot of phlegm on my chest, so I can feel it. So just excuse me when I like now. For me, I feel like with social media and everything, when guys, when my kids are watching YouTube and certain things like that, I even had to delete your YouTube and certain things. When they watch Netflix, I have to first say yes or no, and then I the remote for what you are watching, because I feel like it is a forced compassion kind of a thing. And I was watching this one lady's podcast where she's a tomboy and she's trying to protect her child now, and she says she can't imagine, she's already in her late 40s, but she says if she was growing up in today's time as a tomboy, she's still married to a man, she's a army officer, something like that. Okay. She's still married to a man, she has kids, but she was saying that if she was growing up in today's times, she's so scared of what would have happened, because she still believes she's a woman, she's still attracted to a man, she still has kids, but she would have been told that she's not a woman, in terms of, because of how we're forcing this, like you say, the information on the kids, so causing that confusion. And I feel like we need to get to a point, me speaking for myself now as a Christian, we need to get to a point as Christians where we also draw the line. There is still also a fine line of what is biblical and what is not biblical. And for me, I feel like even something as small as when we were speaking about Hailey and Selena kind of a things, in my mind, we can't just accept certain people because of their fame and everything. If you want to break up a marriage, I can't have compassion because somebody made a TikTok. Do you get what I'm trying to say? So you can't force me. Our media is forcing you, BT and Selena. Selena's done this, Selena's done that, Selena's done this. Sorry, my voice is slowly going. And all those kind of things. But we can't be forced into thinking a certain way without allowing us to look back and say, but when it comes back to my beliefs, is this right? Is this wrong? Hailey might not be a Christian, Selena might not be a Christian, but biblical facts, what does marriage stand on? Okay, so that's wrong. We don't want a marriage to break up because we feel this person is prettier. We feel this person sings better. We feel they act better. We feel they...
Maybe they are better, but it doesn't make it right.
It's not your place because you don't know what's happening in the household. The same way every person in their own personal households have arguments about the silliest things. I was saying what happened this morning. There's Lee. Lee was sitting in the car. Me and Ashley had a little argument, but it means nothing in terms of we're going to fight now. We're not speaking to each other. When we got out of the car, it was I love you, see you. By the time I got into the office, we spoke again. There's certain things that you can't now say, I like her more, she would be better, kind of a thing.
You're not even with her every day.
But what I'm trying to get to the point is that social media
makes it look okay.
And we all push a certain narrative on social media. Yes, there is some people, whether it be negative, whether it be positive, there is certain people that use social media to carry out a certain, you need to believe this. We see it with Joe Biden and Donald Trump. We get told who to stand for. without us doing our own personal research,
Mm.
without us looking at our morals. Where does this person stand with our morals? All those kind. Double best. Double best. As South Africa does best, we turn everything into a joke. So you don't look at the moral side of it. These people are no longer murderers.
But can we also get to a point, Vinch, sorry to interject, where you can correct me as well, right? Okay, it's not even a correction, but you can add, where we have our different views, morals, values, and stuff like that. Does it sometimes also feel that we as people, even without thinking about it, also impose our own values and morals on other people because we think ours is right?
See, there's the thing, it's how you do it. And that's the argument I have. We have a friend in common that has very different values, right? And we had this conversation not so long ago when we were sharing information, but look at this, look at what the media is pushing. And then he would say, but look, watch this video. And then I would say, I understand that video, but look at this. That is healthy communication, if that makes sense. We both on the different sides of the beliefs, but we had a friendship before. So now it's easier to discuss those kind of things. But I'm not here. See, this is my thing. Yes, there is people that is imposing on social media. This is us, that, you know, you get those pastorkis also that, like, kind of to make a more easier an example, the pastors that don't want you to wear long pants. A skirt is the right way. If you're wearing a pants and you have earrings, you're a sinner. The same way the same way they impose those harsh beliefs on you. I find that it's as a person, because you were saying, do you not think we imposing also, this is my beliefs, this is my beliefs, this is my beliefs. It's how you do it in love. Remember, I always look at the example of in the Bible, Jesus never told people really who he is.
Yeah.
He got into your conversation, into what you were comfortable with, and he shared love. And that's why when we always say, be the light of the world, let people see God through you. You don't have to tell them.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm trying to say? And I think that's the fine line to a certain extent, where
because it can easily become judging, and judging is as a sin as anything.
But as a church, you can't not speak about certain things for the sake of compassion.
But
if
as you
that
said, it's
makes
how
any
you
sense.
do it
It's
as
how
well.
you do it as well. But you can't take it away from a church to speak about it.
No, you can't.
You cannot do that, because many a times what happens is people expect the church to just speak about everything else except sin, because we don't want you to touch us where it hurts. So and that's where the topic comes, where they say you have pastors that only preach grace, because they're trying to be so careful not to lose members. Or not only lose members,
be cancelled.
They don't want to be cancelled in the for lack of a better term.
Please explain to the people that doesn't know what it means to be cancelled.
Literally what it says,
But what does it literally mean?
It means social media takes you and they turn everybody and everything against you to the point where they want you to lose what you have. So when you get cancelled, it's not just I cancel you, I unfollow you. It's like they work hard to make you lose what you have. If that makes sense.
Not really, but okay.
As I try and explain, when I say lose what you have, you celebrities, for example, when they try to cancel you, they try the utmost, like when Kanye West was cancelled, right? Kanye West was cancelled. Everything that everybody did, they put pressure on the companies that was sponsoring him
not to sponsor him
anymore.
So they tarnish his name.
They tarnish your name. So basically, that's how you get cancelled. Maybe in older times, it would be when someone speaks bad about you, and then you can take them to court easily and say
it's defamation
of character. That's how bad the
social media is just on another level.
Yeah, social media. There was a time a guy made a comment on Instagram about women, and social media took it to an extent that he actually got fired in China because they started sending all these tweets and stuff
To the
to the
company.
company he works for. That's how you get cancelled. So
Sure.
nobody believes in what you're saying. But yeah, can you see what Lee is saying there? She's just giving a comment, but my eyes can't see. I lost my glasses. Oh, are you also? Okay. Let me bring it. You don't mind if I bring the laptop up
Get
to
it
my
closer.
face? Okay, it says, woo! Excellent perspective, Evangelique. Appeasing someone living in sin is not love. In fact, it's anti-love because sin leads to death and ultimately being cut off from God altogether. So, sorry. Oh, I'm struggling with my inner beings today.
Kyk nou weer vir
But-
my.
Oh my goodness! Lorraine has her glasses in front of her.
That's how I can't see.
But that's why I was saying also going to why church can't, because we do still need somebody to lead us into the right direction. But it's your personal, it goes back to your personal values, what you take and what you don't take. It's the same like when we were speaking about friends. You can do this, you can do that, but I accept this, but that I don't accept.
Yeah.
It's up to you what you make
Yeah.
of it.
Yeah, moving along, we can also talk about money. When it comes to either your husband, even yourself, or single woman or single men looking after a different household. As you earlier, you did mention something
Yeah.
about taking your stuff and giving to a different household because they don't have. That's healthy, and it can be toxic if you then take everything out of your house
And go give it to
them, and then you sit with nothing.
your mother or your father or something.
Yeah.
You're taking
So guys, it's okay to
to
show
be compassionate.
to show empathy to a certain extent and have a boundary to say you're not going to go further than this. It doesn't make you not a nice person. You are still giving what you can give. So know your limits as a person. Don't overexert yourself
And that's with anything.
with anything, guys.
That is with any. Uncle always says balance.
Balance is very important.
And that comes with compassion as well. When you have compassion and empathy for the next person, make sure what we were saying in the beginning, that self-awareness, that self-care, all those self things are still there. I don't think if you have and you have enough, give to your extent, because what I can give, simple example, if I make a 10 rand every month and I can give a 1 rand, I can give that 1 rand and it still means something.
Yeah.
But if you make 100 rand every month and you decide you want to give a 50 rand, for example, because you're going to get another 100 rand next week, don't compare how much, but it's up to you. That's why everybody will be different to when it turns into toxic.
Yeah.
That's for that first
It
section.
becomes toxic when people are now feeling entitled to your stuff now.
Yeah.
Because that's another issue where you think you're helping somebody and not necessarily your friend. There's always these people that you know. You think, shame, they're going through this now, let me help. You'll see now they're thinking that they are part of your budget now.
Yeah.
So don't be the enabler.
Yeah.
So it's like, guys, if you help, maybe make it clear
Yeah.
that I can help for this month only. Because you must not know how next month looks like. But
Yeah.
let this person know it's only for this month.
Okay.
Yeah, terms and conditions.
Terms and
T's
conditions to
C's.
everything have contracts in place. I'm joking. But thank you so much for joining us today. We are going to rush off because of load shedding. We don't want to cut and come back.
Okay.
So we are somewhat going to say goodbye.
Bye!
Thank you so much for joining us for another episode of the Gabfest. And we hope to see you next week. Same place, same time. If you are watching this afterwards.
Thank you.
So much for your support. Please like, please subscribe. Please do whatever you can.
And please
do.
share.
Thank you so much.
Bye.
Much love.